Hello and welcome to the NE Wrestle Podcast. We are here doing the episode fresh off the state duels, heading into District Week. What are you guys feeling right away?
Angst.
Congrats to the state dual champs, Prep, Scott, Burwell, and Pierce. Nothing overly shocking at the state duels. Didn't really seem like.
Yeah.
I guess
Also-
Carney beating Lincoln East there on that last match. That was kind of wild, but
Want to make sure we quickly shout out Joe before we get too far along and ensure Nebraska. We kind of jumped the gun a little bit as up with our excitement for districts coming up this week. So Joe, obviously, thank you to you. The show is brought to the viewers by you at Ensure Nebraska. So appreciate you. So tonight, whenever this afternoon, whenever you decide to find yourself listening to this, we are going to basically go jump right into the district preview stuff, starting kind of like the way we did with state duels. We're going to go into Class A and have Cody kind of jump right into what districts has for us this weekend.
Sounds good. Kale and Colin, do me and Drew just say goodnight to you guys right now? We'll talk to you in 30 or...
should we go A, D, and then B, C?
Well, yeah, I don't care.
We can
what
start
we
with
do.
A, though.
Okay, we'll start with A. A1 at Omaha Northwest is going to be a lot of points scored by Creighton Prep. And a number I want to throw at you guys is 300. Because from what I found, that is the district scoring record by Gretna in 2017. Does that get beat?
I don't know. No,
I'm going to say no.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's going to be...
It's hard to score that many points in a district.
With 8-man brackets, is it even possible?
Oh, Gretna did it once.
Well, but they would have
16
had...
man.
Right, they would have had
Class
12.
B.
Yeah,
They would have had
right.
12.
Yeah, I mean, with 8-man brackets, I don't think it's possible.
So that was the first number I wanted to run by you guys. And secondly, it's just going to be a lot of, I think, really good matches where 113, you have Isaiah Tuttle, who has been really hot, and Roman Ochoa from North Platte. Both those guys have really been like on a hot streak closing out this year. So that's kind of the first weight I've got my eye on. And I'm not going to go through all of them, just probably 3 or 4 district. 26 with Ornelas and Hannaborg. I think Hannaborg's won all but one match this year by bonus points, and that he does have the one loss, but all his wins are by bonus points except for one. And then 44 with Dortch and Cameron Green and Kirk Wilson. These 3 have all wrestled already this year, with Cameron Green getting a pin on Dortch getting a pin on Wilson, and then Cameron Green getting a late takedown on Wilson at the prep invite to beat Wilson. So they have all wrestled once this year. That's going to be kind of a fun weight to watch. And then just a little bit of action up at 190 with with JT Smith, Reese Perry. They've already wrestled this year. JT Smith pinned him. Reese Perry had a couple lat drops that were just out of bounds. So I think it's safe to say someone will go flying in that match.
Dude, Reese Perry, man, he's a danger.
Gavin
He'll
Brower
chuck you.
2.0 is what I called him the other night.
Okay, that's cool.
So I mean, you never know what's coming with that guy. He's got a bag of tricks.
I feel like a lot of those North Platte guys do. They're fun to watch wrestle.
Then to kind of wrap up that A1 district, I think you're looking at a team race with North Platte, Creighton Prep, obviously at the top. And then Fremont, I think, could be sneaky in there. They got a couple guys. our freshman of the week, Aiden Carruthers. He's from Fremont. And then Omaha North. So those are just kind of the teams to look at in that A1 team race. Then you go over to A2, which is at Papillion La Vista.
Hey,
And
Cody,
you have,
before you get too far on here, I looked it up, and if my math is correct, if you had all 14 wrestlers pin their way to the district championship, your max score is 336
okay, so it is in play.
In an 8-man.
in an 8-man bracket.
Okay. So then, well, okay, it's possible, but highly unlikely.
Right.
So that'll be. Still keep an eye on that number, 300 on the dot. A2, both Papillion schools, Columbus, Elkhorn South, Lincoln Southeast, and then a couple of the OPS schools with Buena Vista, Benson, and South. First big weight will probably be at 120 with Kriegler Pelzer, who just came down, and he had a heck of a weekend at state duels. He was looking good. So we get to see him and Kriegler. Bryce Black is a kid from Omaha Benson that has really caught my eye this year. He is fun to watch. Watched him at Millard West. He's quick. And then 32 just got real interesting because Landon Rosenthal is now at 132 pounds in a weight class at the A2 district that already features Ian Hardy and Lincoln Unger. So that is going to be an absolute, well, and Trayton Kropich is there as well from Columbus. So there's going to be some big time matches there. And I can't remember. Did Rosenthal, he wouldn't have wrestled Hardy last year. They were different weight classes. So
They're different weights.
yeah, that'll be.
Hopefully he's able to wrestle because I don't know if he finished the last tournament and he was at either. So
Yeah.
if he's healthy, I'm sure he'll give it a go.
Yeah. So good to see that weight. That's definitely going to be a lot of fun. And then on 38 there's 5 ranked guys there. So somebody is going to be staying home. Chase Janney, Arav Bakar, Mason Peterson, Benjamin Johnson, and Isaiah Copeland. So those are all guys that they've all wrestled each other this year as well. So that'll be really tough and kind of a how does the matches get seeded? You know what I mean? Not seeded matches, but like the bracket layout. That's one I got my eye on. And then moving on down to 144. I feel like 144 at every district is just going to be pretty impressive. Braithwaite and Santa Maria just wrestled at the Norfolk Invite 2 weeks ago. So they are the top 2 seeds in the district and likely going to be getting a rematch there. That is another one that has really got my eye. Then moving on to, I guess in that team race for A2, I think it's going to be Columbus and Papio South all kind of just battling it out there for that top spot. And then they A3 on the wrong tab. A3 is going to be probably the more wide open race because Lincoln East, Millard South, Millard West, I feel like will separate from the rest of the group there. And it could be very interesting to see Lincoln East and Millard South with a lot of these matchups. I guess we saw them duel each other a little over 2 weeks ago, so we'll see how much they learned from that.
Good duel too, so could be a close team race.
Yeah, yep. 215's the first weight I got my eye on at that district with MJ Wash and Colton Tucker, Adrian Kiriel all being there. They Wash beat Tucker in the duel, and so we'll kind of see how that replays. We saw Tucker got his revenge on Ryan Bully this weekend. Wash beat Bully, so gonna be some.
Those matches are all super close too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then scrolling through 57 with Rogers and Ingerson. Ingerson seems to be coming on pretty good lately.
Trending.
And then 65 1-2 with Ryder Cruz and Ben McAllister. They have split this year, but that was the first two. That was the first week of the year because they opened the season with a duel against each other, and then they wrestled again at CB Classic, which would have been the second weekend, and they have not seen each other since. So, kind of see what changes have made, who's gained the most throughout the season. Be a lot of fun. And then heading to the A4 district, you got Kearney, Grand Island, Bryan, Norfolk that are all going to be, battling it out there in that district. And Kearney, Grand Island meet again. I feel like they see each other a lot. And coming off that third place match last week, so, or excuse me, that they didn't wrestle third, but
Semifinal.
yeah, they've seen each other a lot basically. 106.
They dueled twice during the season, and then obviously
They didn't duel
conference.
last week.
No, they didn't.
They didn't duel at state duels, but they
No.
dueled twice during the season. And then they obviously were in the same conference, and that was a good team race at conference too, and throwing Columbus in that one. But yeah,
And then
could be fun.
CB Classic. So 106 right out the gate. You have the top two guys at the weight with Wahab Unle and Victor Reyes or Riley Peterson from Grand Island. Those two have been kind of the top of 106. There's probably created the most separation from everybody else.
Well, Reyes was up there for a while too, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kearney. Yep.
And then moving on down to 20, you got Rudy and Jameson Small, who've wrestled a lot this year. Rudy's won most of those. But how much fun was that Jameson Small Cruiser Dominguez match?
I was gonna say it if you weren't.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know
guys,
that. I mean, he lets it fly. Small does.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that anyone's tried some of the stuff that he did on Cruiser. He got 2 takedowns too.
Yeah. 26-14 match.
Yeah. Cruiser wins by 12 or 13 or whatever it was, and
Yeah, but they were
Wasn't
getting
happy.
after it.
yeah, that was fun to watch.
So there's going to be, I mean, you could go through every single weight in A4, but kind of those top 2 or 3 weights there at 6 and 20, and then down at 144 with Gallion Peterson. Another match that happened at the Norfolk Invite 2 weeks ago with Gallion winning that. And then 50, you got Jay-Sean Sterling and Colton Kelly matching up there. And Sterling got Colton Kelly 2 weekends ago at the Monarch Invite. So those are kind of the big weights I'm looking at across the 4 districts in Class A. I'm excited for a lot of good action, and I'm excited for Colin to jump in here right now and tell me this stat he did just pull.
Your district scoring record is wrong, pal.
Well, that's what I found.
Amherst scored 313 and a half in
There you go.
2014.
So an even smaller room for error for
need
Creighton Prep.
just a couple of homers, just the Cody the Gretna guy and Colin the Amherst guy. It's probably freaking Millard South.
I actually looked at
Or Scott.
Grand Island had good teams too there for quite a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hmm.
There is no official district scoring record stat. So we'll give Gretna Class B. We'll give Amherst the state record for now in Class D. And if any historians want to go through it, go through
Geez,
it.
maybe just throw out alma maters. Maybe Ord did it one time or two or something.
I mean, we did qualify 9 in 05, right?
10.
Was it 10?
It was
Nice.
10.
We were missing our 52-pounder that year.
Oh, geez, got beat by a JV kid.
Oh man, are we doing Class
Oh,
B next, or are we doing D? Or do you
we
got
can
more
do
to go?
We can do D.
Colin, you want to go, or you want me to cook?
Doesn't matter. Go
Have at
ahead.
it, bro.
No,
Okay,
go
I'll
ahead.
go.
Good.
I will go. Okay, Class B, first district, kind of like Class A, they do the serpentine. So usually the teams that is number 1 is going to have the most team points from the year before. Creighton Prep A1, Omaha Skutt B1. Will be the Skutt show. They are projected to qualify at 12. I could see 10 to 12 realistically. You're going to have probably Gering and Gretna East battling out for second, and I think Alliance should do an okay job there as well. They have 5 or 6 guys that are capable of qualifying. Should have some pretty decent amount of points there, led by Coy Childers. Man, Scott's going to win a lot of weight classes. They're projected to win 106, 13, 20, and then 150 through 190. So what is that? 8 district champs. They pull that off. That's going to set them up pretty well, and maybe they'll set the district scoring record. Just kidding.
It is possible.
It definitely is possible.
It's a kind of a cool district because, I mean, this is just an interesting thing. 106 has 2 seeded kids, so you're probably gonna have a couple losing records unless they're like barely below 500 and get there by the end. But and then so you scroll to 138 in B1, and they have 10 winning records. There's only 12 teams in a district, so 138 should be pretty exciting. That's probably the one I'm kind of honed in on the most, because you do have your Western teams like Gering and Alliance who have Anthony Morales and Trini Trejo there, 2 good guys, and then you got the freshman standouts basically, Harrison Alley from Standing Bear and Crew Carlson from Omaha Skutt. I think you could probably mix those guys up and see some pretty close matches. And then there are some guys like Ryan Hayes from Auburn, who's beaten Carlson, but lost to Quinn Levan from Mount Michael, who Carlson beat. And then 4 other guys that are good. I mean, you could dive into, the fine details on any of these weight classes, really. I'm excited for 144. That championship match with should be close. Gage Grandel and Ryder Higdon. They both split with number 4 Ferguson, so they're both kind of all right in there in that 3 to 5 kind of range in Class B. So that might be a good finals match. State positioning on the line. Oh, let's see what other ones here. I mean, it's just 165 is number 1 versus number 3. I mean, Harrell's going to be a big favorite at that weight class, but with Larchik from Gretna East, who's number 3 at the weight, I mean, you see number 1 in the district finals, and you're automatically on the opposite side at state. Probably you'll have to go through Emmett Dirks from York, who's ranked number 2 at state. But you got to, hey, okay, I'm away from the potential 4-time state champion. Maybe you got a chance to make the state finals.
I got my eye on the next weight, man. That's going to be a fantastic final if they meet up.
With Rotella and Knight.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Nico I don't think he's wrestled Meyer. I don't think he's wrestled Thompson. No, he's beaten Thompson. I don't know. But you just haven't seen the matches yet. And that's the case in a lot of these weights, because you got the Gering, you got Alliance, and then you have Omaha Skutt and Gretna East. And it's always kind of fun when you get to mix those teams up a little bit. Coy Childers at 132 is kind of an interesting story. His brother Jet was at 32 to start the season, and Coy was at 26, missed a little time, comes back at 32. Jet goes down, and they've stayed there, and that's where they're going to be for districts. And so that sets up a Childers and Schmidt match at 132, which, I mean, if you've watched Schmidt wrestle, he can hammer on you pretty good. So
he just came down to 32 not too long ago as well.
Yeah, and so he's probably pretty big too. So I mean, I think that, again, as powerful of a team as Skutt is, heavy favorite, they're probably going to win by a lot, but the race is on for second, and we're going to see plenty of great wrestling there. 132, I think, has that 5 ranked guys too. So then throw in Campos from Gretna East, who's 4 or 5 ranked. So probably the best weight there. All right, B2, Fort Calhoun. This man, B2 has kind of turned into a really nice district. Hastings has come on really strong, I feel like, this season. Bennington's number 2, and they're going to do their thing, and they're probably going to win. But it's, I mean, with number 5 York, number 7 Hastings, and number 8 Syracuse all in there, deep weights, and it's going to be fun to kind of go through some of these too. 106 right out of the gate, 7 seeded wrestlers, and that, I mean, it's going to mean some competitive quarterfinals. Anytime you get a district like this, where most of the weights are going to have 6+, I think. 157 has 10 again, which is just kind of crazy to me. For
126 has 10 as well.
Yeah, 126 has 10 also. So you're just you're gonna have to buckle down. That 26 weight, like Elijah McCrary is looking from Bennington's looking like the 4th seed, and we have him ranked number 4 in the state.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that'll be, yeah, there's just going to be some really competitive weights, and ultimately what that means is some really good kids that don't make the trip to Omaha, but Bennington should run away with it after, especially in the later rounds. York probably is going to push into that 2nd spot, and maybe Hastings and Syracuse battle in there for 3rd.
I'm excited to see Omaha Gross. Feels like they're kind of coming back. You remember when we were all in school, guys, Gross was a power. So kind of had a couple rough years, but it feels like they're heading in the right direction now. So I'm excited to see how they fare in that B2 district.
Their guys are, they really are. I made them team of the week a few weeks ago, and I mean, it's been a couple decades, 2 or 3 decades for them to kind of be in a lot of the conversation. But they're on the upswing, and some of these kids, they're really strong in like the first 5 or 6 weights.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to have a few guys perform really well in some of those weights because they're so deep too. But yeah, hopefully we see them with a handful of qualifiers, and they may end up in that 5 or 6 range in the team standings. Individually, other weights, 150, probably an important finals match there, assuming it's Colt Imerman from York and Emmett Kelly from Hastings. That winner will probably be opposite of Ben Ziola at state, which is an important thing if you want to probably make the state finals there. Grant Moss and Devin Nuttleman at 157. Nuttleman was beating Moss 7-0. Moss storms back and kind of gets like a defensive pin late. He was down 7-5 in on a shot and ended up pinning Nuttleman. So that could be a good one. And, maybe a little bit of the same thing where, you got Christo, who hasn't lost to anyone from Class B, Christo from Scott. Where do you want to be in the bracket kind of deal? But Nuttleman has avenged some losses already. Beat number 2 Diaz, who had beaten him the week before. Trending up, bumped up for his team, got a big win in state duels last week, so he's doing well. 165, we talked about it in V1 as well. This one's, you're going to have Emmett Dirks, who we have number 2, and then Logan Clark from Hastings, who's number 4. A win there would probably solidify you being opposite of Harrell at state, which, same thing. Yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of that one. I honestly, like, there's some really deep weights, but you're not dealing with a ton of the number 1 guys in this district, really. So it's going to be a heck of a team race, and you're probably going to see a lot of evenly matched matches. Expect some close ones there. That's kind of what you get when you have the number 4, 5, 6-ish ranked wrestlers at each weight. B3, we're going to move on to in Wahoo. They have a nice new gym in Wahoo. Have any of you guys been there yet?
I will be Saturday.
Is that where you're going Saturday?
Yeah, I did make my mind up actually last night
You're
when you were
skipping out on A. You're coming to my turf, huh?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to Blair. So,
Yeah.
no big deal.
No,
Uh,
it feels like there's going to be quite a few people on hand at a
mhm,
lot of the A districts, and
yep.
at last check we had no one going to B3, so I thought I would
I think
go.
that's a good one to go to. You wear your Beatrice hat when you go.
No, probably not.
No. Do you have a Beatrice hat?
I have 2 Beatrice shirts.
Oh, okay, there you go. Or we'll just wear your Annie Russell stuff. That's fine
Yeah,
too.
that's most likely.
All right, so
There's another team that's in that district I would wear first.
oh, you're chasing Gretna, aren't you? Jeez, I should have known. Wear your Gretna green, go Drags. Okay, Beatrice and Scotts Bluff probably for this one.
Yeah.
Beatrice pretty loaded. Hanshaw at 120. At Omar at 106. Carlin 26. Belding 38. Merrick Johnson 190. Finley Omar 144. They have a few others. Aiden Hanshaw.
Aiden Hanshaw,
Yeah,
man, he's been coming on.
coming on. Scotts Bluff, they're sort of led with. I mean, anytime you have 2 number 1 guys, that's quite a bit of points in Omaha. And they have that in Shiflett at 106 and Oscar Brown at 13. Heavyweight 285, Dalen Adams is pretty dynamic guy. He's not afraid to chuck you. He can score a lot of points and pin you fast. So their lineup is centered around those guys. Lucius at 138. Morales. I'm sorry, Morales transferred out of Scotts Bluff, but 106 right out of the gate. 4 ranked guys. Tough weight class. I'm not sure if that Fritsch from Elkhorn North might be out. And if he is, that opens up a spot for Bauman, which probably would have been a competitive match anyway.
Fritsch is not in the pre-seeds.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. So Bauman looking good there at 106. Still, I mean, he's a rankings contender, so that you still have 4 really good guys there. That's probably the only 4 seedable guys too. I gotta pull it up.
For B3?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shiflett, Welch, Omar is all they got.
Okay, interesting. All right. Let's see here. Some of the deeper weights, 126 is
Drew, 10 of
weight.
the 14 weights have 7 or more seeded guys.
Yeah,
They're all deep. It's gonna be awesome.
You know, it's funny because I wouldn't guess it.
No.
You know, like that. I'm not trying to like say anything bad. Like it's just like some of these names are like, who's that kid? You know,
Yeah.
it's a pretty decent record for the season. B3. Let's see. Oh man. Oh, what are we most excited about here? Grady Meyer, Wahoo, and Jaden Peters. They were in the same tournament. Meyer had a close win over Thompson from Hastings, who's number 4.
And
Meyer's
Thompson had
3.
an overtime win over Peters.
Yes. Thanks, Cody. Dalen Adams will have Garrett Schoen at 285. They have not seen each other. Pretty, at least in my opinion, kind of clear the 2 and 3 in Class B. Hunter Hawley took Schoen into overtime at state duels. I think Schoen's gotten the better of him a few times now. The winner of that match will be opposite of Aiden Suma. So importance, I keep bringing that up, but you know, obviously you got to look ahead a little bit. Hopefully the wrestlers aren't too much, but that's why we can do this stuff. 113 would probably be maybe the other one here that I'm dialed in on a little bit. That you know, we've seen a lot of back and forth outside of even really the top 2 or 3 guys. So curious if maybe Sledge or Rue Piper can push Oscar Brown at that weight. Both of those guys are having a pretty good year. 120. Okay, yeah, 120. Carson Hanshaw is a pretty heavy favorite, but this is a fun weight class and I'm just going to try and go through this. There's at least 4 other guys that are going to have a pretty good chance to occupy the last 3 spots. Rocco Gambiana from Ashland Greenwood, freshman, great kid, has a win over Lopez from DC West. Okay, so that's our starting point. Is it Greeby or Grebe for Gretna? Is it Greeby?
Greeby.
Okay. So Greeby has beaten Scott. Scott
Yeah.
has beaten Gambiana. And then I think it turns around somewhere in there where I don't know, they've all beaten each other.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember it all perfectly, but those 4 have circularly beaten each other. So 4 for 3. So someone's kind of going to be the odd person out here, and it will probably come to, a big quarterfinal match in there somewhere, whether it's the 4-5 or the 3-6. And if you win, good shape, but still gonna probably have to win a tough one in the blood round anyways. All right, Cody.
Good thing about being in the same district as Hanshaw is you're opposite of him at state.
Which would put you on the same side as Noble or Rada.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of easy routes there at 120.
No.
B4, we're going to move on. Interest of time. Am I talking too long? Am I doing okay?
You're good.
Okay. Several ranked teams here. Man, I actually don't know who's going to win this one. Blair, Plattsmouth, Waverly would probably be the top 3. And it's just going to be competitive. These teams are deep teams with each of them sort of have like a team leader. Like Waverly has Dominic Olson, Plattsmouth has Ann Schutz, and Blair has that Blaze Bauman. So they have their kind of state champion contenders with a slew of other guys that are quality wrestlers, maybe medal stand capable in Omaha, or also fringe qualifiers. So you're going to see, some competitive weights just to qualify in some certain circumstances. I mean, good solid district again. 106 has 4 guys that are now in the new rankings. I guess you compare that with 120. There's only 1. Oh, I mean, John White from McCook, state runner-up, bumped up from 120. He's at 126 now, and he'll have to go through Dominic Olson, which will be no easy task. He's undefeated and has a win over Brody Jensen. That's kind of about as good as it gets as far as a resume goes. Winning the CB Classic. Odin Anschutz should run away at 138. He had that. I don't think this is talked about enough. He pinned a nationally ranked wrestler at the Rumble on the Red. Just chucked him, pinned him. He won the OW. Yep,
Nice.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Colin, you okay?
Yeah.
Thought we were losing me there for
man.
a second.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get to
157. You want me to talk about 157?
No, I want you to explain to me the pre-seeds at 285.
Well, okay. So I'll get to 285 after these other weights.
I was just saying that's what
I
I'm
do
waiting
that?
for.
All right. Well, 157. I mean, maybe the best weight of any district. Diaz just beat. So we have Alan Diaz, Madden Middleton, Forrest Ewing, and Brendan Ging. I mean, those are quality guys. Diaz just had a close win over Middleton by a couple points last week. Ewing and Ging have split. That's probably maybe the order somewhat. I don't know, but a really good weight. And then obviously you're going to kind of run into, I guess, maybe freshmen having, yeah. Gosh, that's weird seeding. Diaz number 1 seed, Ging number 2, Ewing 3, and Middleton 4.
Well, Ewing has a win over Middleton, I think.
Oh, he did beat Middleton. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, Middleton's wrestling really good. I don't know. That's going to be a good weight. I want to see 285 now. You got me curious. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a reason for that, I think, right? Because Steinbeck was the medalist. So you have Chance Bailey, number 1 seed, Spencer Steinbeck, number 2, Suma's number 3, and Suma's our number 1 wrestler in Class B.
Well, but they're tied. They're all tied in seed points at 8. So okay. I didn't see the spreadsheet that came over to us, but there is a chance that Suma goes to the 1 seed.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we'll see.
Bailey beat Steinbeck.
Yeah, that was at the Higgins.
Yeah.
And then Steinbeck's the returning medalist.
Has Suma seen either one of them?
Mm-mm.
Well, then you'd have to say, because head-to-head shakes out of that triangle, correct?
Triangle. So Bailey would be the one. Then,
So
I
Bailey
guess.
would
I
be
think
the
they
one.
have it right. I think it seems
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So
And then Steinbeck gets on in because of medalist over Suma.
right. So that yeah.
Even though I thought Suma
we
beat
can
Steinbeck.
call Sean in here for some expert analysis on that if we need to. I mean, you guys get it. Everyone gets it. Districts are fun. It's going to
Yeah.
be great. 190 has 4 ranked guys. 215 has 3, but also another enrolls from Fairbury who has been ranked, and then that one's kind of seated. I don't know. I'm surprised to see Kyler Nielsen from Plattsmouth as well. There's another one where the seed points are tied to.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you get too much into that. That's outside of, I guess what I necessarily care about. I just want to see the best wrestler win. But yeah, I think that one should be fun just because it's going to be a close team race. Go ahead, say your piece.
I would say, had districts not started last Friday, I think Sean would still be in the weeds trying to figure out seeds.
I mean, yeah, dude, he's kind of a wizard with that stuff.
Dude, it's crazy how depth he gets.
So, I mean, McCook, they have some hammers. I'm excited to go up there.
Hold on, timeout. Suma has common over Chance Bailey.
But the head-to-head comes first. If it's a triangle.
Don't get too far into this. It doesn't matter. Let them wrestle on Saturday.
I'm in the weeds now.
They're pre-seeds for a reason. They can.
It's like, I mean, I've sat through so many of these seating meetings now.
Yeah.
Like it always ends up it's different every
Right.
time, and that's why
Head-to-head does come out first, but
yeah. So and I forgot to mention, Northwest has a really good team, deep team. They could qualify quite a few guys and potentially even push for top 3. They're kind of maybe a little bit of a dark horse because they haven't been like in the individual state team rankings, but one to watch out for in that district. So let's move to Class C.
welcome to the show, Ken.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I've been kind of waiting here, but I'm just gonna jump right in. C1's going to be a fun team race. It may not have the firepower from the standpoint of top teams in C, but it is it's going to be an interesting team race. Cedar Catholic's probably going to headline C1 with their 4 mainstays in the Cody. What are you laughing about, dude?
What? I'm just sitting
Why are
here.
you smiling? You're a
I
goob.
won't smile.
You are a goober. All right. Anyway, so the Hochstein boys, Maverick Heine, and then 2 more potential placers at the district with Hunter Kukta, since he's slotted in there at 157 for the middle of January, and then Brody Kleinschmidt at 175. And then the interesting thing here is that the top 5 teams that I had projected in the district all are supposed to have 6 qualifiers. So that tells you that the team race is obviously going to be fairly close. That would be Cedar Catholic, Minden, Boone Central, Valentine, and Madison. And one of the things I would like to know is, when was the last time Madison had 6 qualifiers? It's been nice to see them kind of coming back. Not obviously to the level that they were, under Loosefelt, but it's obviously they're working back toward that way. They've been very competitive. So it's nice to see that. One name that jumped out off to me in the pre-seeds that did not come in with free seeds was Kanan Heath at 165 from Minden. He was noticeably absent, who's been in the rankings all season long, and he has not wrestled since January 23rd, so it hasn't been that long. But
he got a late start too, didn't he? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, Minden's group has been a little bit hit and miss with some of their guys. How they started. I mean, Luke Kemire at 285 has only wrestled like 8 matches or something like that, so it's not a lot. So that's kind of an interesting absence. Couple other weights that in the preview I had Adam Central's state qualifier Austin Engel at 120. He came into pre-seeds at 113, so that would shake that up a little bit. But Francisco Juan Lucas, Declan Titus kind of headline 113, and then round that out with Jackson Bowers and Austin Engel. So that kind of opens up a spot at 120 with Engel being down. 26 at C1 looks pretty cool. Like 26 is crazy in general. It's been our most volatile weight in Class C outside of maybe 175. 26 has seen changes up and down the lineup or up and down the rankings list all year long, week to week. It's been crazy, and so it'll be interesting to see, obviously, how 26 shakes out across all districts, really, and how they all match up. 132 is tough. Grant Eshiti, Maverick Heine, Jakai Williams, they're all, I think that's number 3, 4, and 5 in the current rankings, or 2, 3, 4, or something like that. That is going to be wild because Jakai Williams is going to be the 3 seed. So Grant Eshiti, I don't know how to say that. Do you guys know how to say that?
I always just said Ishidi.
Eshiti. That sounds better than what I do. Okay. Anyway, those two will meet up in the semifinals, barring anything crazy happening. Heine, obviously, on the other side. Another thing that was interesting to note is Logan Zimmerman for Wilbur Claytonia came back last week. He's been out since just December, I think, and so he finally came back at 138. Him and Logan Stenka and Isaac Reed from Minden and Gavin Mock, probably one of the stronger weight classes in terms of depth at 138 there in C1. Then you kind of get through the Hochstein boys. And then 65 had an interesting thing. Or 57, I'm sorry. I called Colin on this earlier today. So Landon Burt is getting the 3 seed and being outseeded by a kid from Bergen Catholic, Cade Pribnow. And I've never seen this result be listed as an official, like a final like result. MFFL, medical forfeit loss. I don't know if that's exactly what that stands for, but Pribnow had a win over a wrestler from Homer that beat Landon Burt, but it was by medical forfeit loss, and I'm not sure if that's actually going to be an accurate thing or not. But as it stands right now, Trevor Burdick is the 1, Pribnow the 2, and Landon Burt, who is our number 2 rated wrestler, is seed 3. Pribnow is outside of the top 10 as it stands. So kind of an interesting development there. And then 65, which is going to be nuts because our top 3 rated wrestlers are all at that weight class too. Darren Dosler, Brady Hochstein. They've met a few times this year, and then throw in Parker Chavez into that mix. And that's going to be quite the weight class as well. And that's the one that Kanan Heath would have been in, who's been ranked in the top 6 most of the year. But he's obviously absent. So it'll be interesting. 215.
Can you enter if you're not entered now? Can you be like, oh,
No.
I'm going to add this guy?
No.
Okay, so
you can only
say he's out for sure.
You can only scratch. You cannot add.
Can't. Okay. Noted.
Yep. So, and then kind of one thing just to note at 215, Cole Vorderstrasse, who just got beat by Grady Welke this last weekend at Fairbury, will meet likely Cato Shrunk from Pender, who has an incredible record, but has missed seeing anybody inside the top 10, large outside of maybe a couple dudes. So I'll be just looking forward to see where exactly, that result kind of, puts him into the mix of how far up, because I think he only has one loss on the year. Shrunk does from Pender. So, yeah. So moving over to C2, which we don't have pre-seeds with yet. I know we've had a couple coaches trying to send over some links, which we appreciate. And unfortunately, the document has been blocked and had to try to request access all day, and we have not been given access to that. So I'm going to rely on the preview that we did two to 3 weeks ago for that right now. This one is at Centennial. Team Outlook, top 5 teams: Doniphan, Central City, Raymond Central, David City, Bishop Neumann. Going to be a fun one. It looks like Doniphan's going to probably run with this one, I think, depending on if Central City's newly developed lineup can kind of keep pace. It'll be interesting there. Now that they have their former 190 pounder at heavyweight, and then Preston Burbach coming back in to slot in at 190. And then at 106, highlighted by Ace Schweitzer. I guess there was kind of an interesting deal. Jackson Schroeder from Bishop Neumann has fallen out of the rankings since this. So it was he was listed as a contender, but there's a few kids from Tri-County and Falls City that had seeding over him. Ryland Bergmeyer from Tri-County and Dayton Sneathan from Falls City. And then Bentley Kusaitis from Doniphan Trumbull, who has been in and out of probably absent, 2-3 weeks there in the middle of January. But basically 106, it's everybody chasing Ace Schweitzer. So 13, you get a possible rematch between Easton Widener and Jace Martin from the Loup Platte Conference title match. Sean Schultz I had listed here, but he wrestled 120 a week ago, so we don't know is he entered at 120, is he entered at 113. That's going to change things because Bo Brandenburg from Central City and Reed Leibel from O'Neill, all three of those guys have spent time in the rankings, and there's an actual triangle there. I think Schultz has beaten Brandenburg in overtime, but Brandenburg's beaten Leibel, but Leibel has super good, has beaten ton of ranked kids. It's 13's pretty crazy there from 7 to 12. Otherwise, kind of moving down the list, 38 will be interesting. Do we see the match? We didn't see Hayden Schmidt versus Quinn Jensen in the duel this weekend in Kearney, but we will obviously see that match take place here with them, number 1 versus number 2. And then you get into 165, Cole Kansteiner from Conestoga, Wyatt Jelinek from Raymond Central, and Darren Vadichka of David City. They highlight that weight, all ranked. Kansteiner's beaten Jelinek a couple times now, I think. I think he beat him again this weekend. And then Vadichka's been coming on strong too ever since kind of been flying under the radar, sneaky. Ever since he had kind of a slow start at 175, he's kind of been I wouldn't say written off, but he hasn't had quite the matchups with all the ranked guys either.
You wrote him off, and he's proving you wrong every step of the way.
Otherwise, yeah, some of these in the preview I'd have to change because I have this reflective of Parker Santon from Central City being at 190. That changes things there. I guess just replace it with Preston Burbach. 215 is going to be crazy here. Now number 1, Grady Welke, Colbin Peters of Central City, Tyson Taylor of Raymond Central, and Asher McKenna of Doniphan, all 4 ranked. Going to be a crazy one there. 285. That
Right.
one's wide open after Brody Jacobowski. Looks like Luis Alarcon from Tri-County, probably number 2. And then the interesting one here at this district, when we wrote this, Caleb Brown of Raymond Central, it was like they were trying to fast track him to get as many matches as possible because I think his season started on January 13th. And he went and won 2 tournaments. And then they entered him into 2 JV tournaments as well, like in a short span to try to get some mat time under him to maybe catch up on the late start. So name to watch there. At the time, he was like 11-1. And so probably going to be right there in the thick of it as well with how wide open 285 is. So then we're going to jump over to C3. This is at Centura High School. Your top 5 teams: Battle Creek, St. Paul, Logan View, SCOTUS, and Summerland. Battle Creek, it looks like probably going to qualify somewhere around 10, even on pre-seeds, how they came out. There's one that I'd have to question, Colin, that when I get to it that I have a question on. I mean, it makes sense to me, but remind me when I get to 285. Okay.
Don't remind him. Just test him, see if he can do it. See if he remembers.
Can he hear us?
I don't even know if he's
Yeah, I can hear you.
just staring at his screen. I'm like waiting for him to look at us.
I'm making thumbnails right now for the pre-seeds, so if I look like I'm in La La Land, I kind of am.
A couple of times I was double checking to see if you're still awake.
I'm in the weeds over here on
Me?
pre-seeds.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude, I'm fighting a headache pretty bad, but I love wrestling, so here we are.
All right, we interrupted Kale. Kale, back to your
Sorry,
regular
Gail.
programming.
Back at it.
service.
We just can't do it. We can't quite get through one of these without having kind of a meltdown or two.
Honestly, I love it though because talking so much, your voice gets like dry. So it's like somebody say something for like 2 seconds. Let me like clear my throat and get a drink.
Let
So-
me clear my throat.
Okay.
All right. All right, Kale. Sorry.
Good Lord. We are just a bunch of jokers. Okay. St. Paul projected 6 guys to qualify. Logan View 7, SCOTUS 6, Summerlane 5. That kind of rounded out that top 5. 106 is going to be a fun one. It's super deep. I think there's 9 seedable. Yeah. 9 kids seedable, and one of them, Trenton Mendoza from Summerland, has come down recently. He was at 13 most of the year, and he's been really good at 106. But
Most
there's
Mendozas are
A lot
really
of
good.
there's a lot of Mendozas up there.
they wreak havoc in the old Lincoln East room, if you know what I'm talking about.
You said they reek at first.
Reek.
Yeah, like they.
Yeah.
Come on, Kale.
Oh, reek and I paused too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right,
right.
keep going. Sorry, man. We're losing it. This is not good. Go ahead.
9 seedable wrestlers at 106. It's crazy. Then really interested at 120 to kind of see finally get to see Ryan Haney, like Northeast Nebraska meets Central Nebraska here. Ryan Haney versus Rylan Rasmussen. Throughout the year, it's been tough kind of deciding like who has the upper hand at that weight. Like, do you go with the Battle Creek Pierce boys over the St. Paul? And I think there was one more in the rankings at the time. Like, how do you decipher those? Oh, it was the Gothenburg kid, the Lucas Terrian, and also Cameron Sipp. So I didn't really know how, but you finally get to see this matchup because they don't see each other. None of those guys see each other other than their own geographical territory. So be curious to see how that one works out. Let me get back to my tab here. There we go. Okay. And then 26 is 10 seedable wrestlers. This is crazy. Kobe Misek just came down to 26 recently. he just won the Crusader invite. And then you get into some weird stuff in seeding. So like Tyne Thompson and Kobe Misick are probably the clear top 2 here. Then 3 through 6 really gets kind of sketchy. And like I said before, 26 has been so
That's a
hard.
big yawn there, Colin. A real big yawn.
So hard to or do we want to talk about that? Do we want to talk about the yawn? Or
We don't want to talk about every single weight though. We gotta boogie a little bit.
okay, I thought that's what was happening while I was listening to you guys, but maybe not.
Absolutely
so
not.
No.
we did not even come close to talking about every weight.
all right. Well, I guess we'll just kind of fast forward through some of this. Let's go pick a weight. 75.
38's got another
wrestlers.
Mendoza.
Yeah. 285's got 3 ranked wrestlers. Interesting to see Owen Kuchar from Crofton Bloomfield out-seeding Colton Simons, and then 4 ranked
Medaled last
wrestlers
year.
because right, and then Connor Heiderman is tied with the Red Cloud Blue Hill kid on ranking or on record alone. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, but
Jeez.
there's obviously no head-to-head on any of that stuff. So, yeah, weird. That'll be a fun one too, though, because a few of those guys, the Red Cloud Blue Hill kid and the Cross County kid, have been like just outside the top 10 most of the year. So, really 5-6 quality wrestlers in that weight class. So, moving over to C4.
Before you do, and if I missed it, I'm sorry. Fitzke and Boyles, did you talk about that one at all?
Oh, I thought we were trying to just sorry. I thought it was
Oh
trying
no,
to
I don't mean to make you mad,
So-
but I mean,
No, I'm
are
not
they
mad.
still both?
I'm not
Are they
mad.
still both undefeated though?
Yes, but Fitzke
Okay.
has higher state medal.
Oh,
I would
right.
guess.
No, I'm
Is that
just
what
saying
it comes down
huge,
to, Colin?
Huge
Yes.
match.
Yep. Higher state medal will get the seed.
Yeah.
Kale, you had a question for Colin at 285.
Oh,
I already asked him, Heiderman.
oh, okay.
It was
Yeah. Yep.
all right. I kind of
Pass
figured
the
it out.
test.
That it's the problem of not getting out of your own geographical region, right? Like you got to get out of your own
Cross-pollinating.
yeah, you got to go cross pollinate so that you get some seeds instead of letting these guys get records over you.
You guys care about the seeds a lot. Like I sort of glanced at the seed report a little bit, but
Yeah, but
don't know.
it matters. Like
It matters
you
a
know,
little bit.
if you're there's a difference between being a 5 and a 6. You know what I mean? Like that's where I don't look at like the top 3 seed
more down
guys.
there, yeah. The top.
I look at like 5, 6, 7, like because that matters. And like
Mm.
sometimes those 8, 9 matches are big. Like honestly, I've talked to a couple coaches this week that are like, we want to lose that 8, 9 match so we stay on the top side of the backside of the bracket. So you're wrestling the 4 seed to go to the state tournament instead of wrestling the 2 or 3 seed to go to the state tournament. You know, like you get into the weeds.
Yeah, that's playing some chess for sure.
Yeah.
Hey kid, go out there. No, I know they wouldn't tell you
Yeah,
before the match.
right,
Hey, if you don't win, don't worry about it. It's okay.
right.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've been clipping the weeds with the scissors. I better get a mower out. So okay, here we go. C4. 20.
This is a
120 is going to be
really
great.
good district.
Yeah.
Is this where you're gonna be?
120.
So okay, that's why you said it then.
Well, no, but just when I was doing
I'm
the
kidding.
pre-seeds,
I'm kidding.
when I
It's a
did, when I was
joke.
doing the pre-seeds today, I was like, man, this district is better than I realized.
It's really gotten that way late. It didn't start out that way. And having Pearson and North Bend's hammers that they have in the 3 or 4 spots really adds some depth there. But 120 is going to be fantastic. Streff from North Bend, Raggi from Pierce, Terrian from Gothenburg, Giovanni Jimenez from Mitchell. Like, there's 5 ranked guys here. Carter Lawrence from Kearney Catholic, and Obviously, one's
am
gonna.
I crazy, or does Lawrence have a win over Jimenez?
They've
They do.
split.
They split.
They split.
They've split. I think Lawrence has won the most recent. So there's that, and then you get to see the three guys that have been ranked number 1 at 126: Dre Gardner, Drayden Gossman, and Eli Colt, all at 26 in the same district. Swarm from Gibbon got hurt, or I don't know if he got hurt, but he lost on injury time in one of the matches. So it'll be interesting how that plays into effect. I'm not sure if that was serious or not. I just happened to look at that today. Cash Watson and Ivan Tamayo at 138 is an interesting one. How healthy is Watson? He's been in and out. He's obviously a medalist or state qualifier. Tamayo's a freshman. Tate Abbott for UTAN is in after a long absence. He has not been wrestling at all this year, I feel like, and he's in there. So, you know, how is that going to play into account for his conditioning and that kind of stuff into a pretty deep weight class at 138? I think it was okay. I'm going to wait on that because that's at 65. Drake Hasbrook from Cozad dropped recently from 50 to 44. He'll wrestle Cheek from Mitchell. Geez, this is good. This is a lot better than I thought. 57 after bowling, it's going to be interesting. Who's going 2, 3, 4 there? There's plenty of quality names. You can. 65 is the kid from Shadron. I watched him wrestle at Boone Central, which was nice because you don't get to see Shadron much. Lane Davidson. He had the first takedown on Dozler and wrestled Dozler pretty tough until Dozler kind of turned it on in the third period. Their gas tank was kind of an issue there, but that's a name. He's kind of a little bulldog. I was kind of impressed with him. Just someone to watch, I would say. Like he's probably going to make a mess of 165 is what I would guess, or create some problems.
Would you consider him like an English bulldog or a French bulldog?
I knew this question was coming. It's got to be English, right? Okay. 75
Georgia
great.
Bulldog.
Go Dogs.
Ruff, ruff.
Bridgeport Bulldogs, actually.
And then 285 is deep. Like Trejo from Ord has beaten Baum recently, and they're going to be the 3-6 quarter. Like Baum is a 3, Trejo is a 6. Fletcher Stewart from Shadron, he's big. He's like super tall. Peyton Reed, he has missed some time too and has common over Stewart. So like that's 4-5. And then the newly implanted Cozad haymaker, Jaden Rodriguez, who kind of came on out of nowhere too, has beaten Devin Baum as well. So I'm guessing that, I mean, this is going to be crazy. 285. I don't know. Like I would have no idea what order to pick this in outside of pretty fairly confident Boston Kruger wins this district. But outside of that, it's going to be kind of nuts. So I didn't talk about the top teams, but I think Pierce, Broken Bow, Mitchell, Gibbon, and Shadron in that order could be the top 5.
What about
Mitchell? Mitchell, I only have as 3 projected qualifiers, but they have 5 dudes that are going to be right there in the Conci semis, I would guess, based off of projections.
What are your thoughts on Bridgeport in this district? Like a lot of unknown. It's their first trip east of North Platte this year.
Well, it's kind of like what you said, you know, like it's hard to, when you don't get out of your geographical region, you know, it's hard to have an adequate, it's hard to get out of the, know what everybody's up to out there. But that was nice to see Shadron and Boone Central, because that kind of gave us a glimpse on Bridgeport by way of Shadron. So
Gotta love the cross pollination. Colin, you kind of got me with that question, man. Alrighty.
Well, it's hard. Like if you read Kale's C4 district preview, like
Dude, it had me in tears.
Bridgeport though, it like they've got a lot of guys with good records, but they've
Yes.
beat the same kids every week, so you don't know like how good their kids really are.
Yeah, and
It's
if you
kind of our
watched
cry to
girls
tell
district
them, hey,
preview-
like it's kind of our cry to tell them, hey, it'd be nice if you guys would come out this way a little bit to go
Just
see
once.
to get just one time. Mitchell does it. Shadron
does
did
it.
it.
Bayard
Gordon
does it.
Rushfield does it. Bayard did it. Everybody around you did it. So
yeah. So the cross pollinate
let's-
thing was from our girls district thing. We were talking about a similar scenario with the team on the southeasternish kind of side of the state. So we're not singling out Bridgeport necessarily, but it is nice. and from where we sit, we want that. We want the teams that are west to go east and vice versa, because it makes our lives easier. So we're gonna put in subtle hints and questions to see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, it
But
might.
all
Maybe
love
it's
to
not in.
Bridgeport.
Maybe it's not up to the. Maybe it's not in their best interest, but it's in our best interest. So
Class D.
All right.
Okay,
go Class
D time. I think we clocked Kale at about 48 minutes for that one, and we'll just go on to the Class
Not
D.
bad.
now.
Not bad. The Class D1 district. You got 6 teams inside the top 15 in this district. You got number 2 Aquinas, number 5 Burwell, number 8 Amherst, number 12 Sutton, number 15 Wilcox Hildreth. I missed one in there.
No, you didn't.
Aquinas, Burwell, Amherst, Sutton, Clarkson, Lee, and Wilcox Hildreth.
Oh,
So Clarkson Lee is new to the top 15 this last week. Starting off right away, this district is super deep at 106. There's 7 seedable wrestlers. Top ranked Jaden Schomer, 4th ranked Michael Hunter, 6th ranked Camden Newispler, 9th ranked Wyatt Anderson from Amherst, and then you got guys like Grady Aduzer and Cale Jones who are going to be in the mix. And like it's honestly, when I get to another district, one of these guys is staying home, and it's really, really sad that they are.
hold up, just one second. I don't mean to interrupt too much here, but how freaking crazy is it that the 2 teams in the state duels finals
are in the same district.
in the
Same
same
district.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
And like to mention, if you're not familiar with Class D, like Aquinas Catholic and Wisner Pilger both have 2 guys in the seedable wrestlers here at 106. So in Class D, you can enter up to 14 wrestlers, 2 per weight class. So, I mean, Aquinas has got 2 guys that they're going to send to state at 106, and very likely possible that they're both on the medal podium on Saturday in Omaha. 113 is a pretty good weight. 4 ranked wrestlers at this district. I'd say Tristan Davis is probably a heavy favorite. Bentley Reimers does have some pretty good wins. Drake Christensen from Amherst, a freshman, has really came on as of late here. So that's a really good weight. One interesting note, Brody Jensen from Burwell is for sure entered at 132. So we're going to get probably most likely a state finals match in Omaha on Saturday between 2 guys going for their 3rd state titles that are on track for 4 in Urel Guzman and Brody Jensen. 38 is a really, really, really deep weight, 10 seedable wrestlers. Brody Patterson has a win over Drew Daw, who's the defending state champion from last year. Cole Jensen and Colby Nash. Christopher Allen is the 5 seed and is actually ranked 7th right now. Landon Stevenson's been in the rankings this year. 44, it's kind of Simon Castle and Coy Tuhig, then kind of everybody else. One notable name missing out of this district is Connor Heinrichs from Sutton. He had bumped from 50 to 57 late in the year. Looked like maybe 57 is a wide open weight. If anybody's got any idea who's going to win that thing in Omaha, like, let me know, because I really don't. Like Luke Harms, who's going to be the 1 seed at this weight in this district, just came down from 165 a couple weeks ago. 190 is a really good weight at in this district. I mean, every weight is so good here, and what the moral of the story with this district is going to be is this district might end up killing Burwell and Aquinas' chances at winning the state title. Like, because they're going to lose some guys in this district and leave them home that would have won them some matches and scored points for them in Omaha that are going to be sitting in the stands watching because of how deep this district is. This is by far the deepest district in Class D. So I would say that the teams to watch in the team race are Aquinas and Burwell, obviously, and then probably Amherst. I had Burwell originally set to qualify 11. Looking at this district now, I don't know that they get 11. And then I had Aquinas and Amherst both with 7. Wilcox Hildreth should make a little bit of noise and be inside the top 5 here. So, yeah, really, really good district in Oakland Craig for the D1. D2 district, it's kind of Plainview's district, and this is why Plainview has moved ahead of Burwell in the team rankings. They're going to qualify a lot of guys out of this district, and maybe some guys that we didn't think would qualify, and they're going to qualify in high enough spots that it's maybe going to give them a good chance to wrestle deep into the state tournament. 106, another good weight, 4 ranked wrestlers. The only 4 seedable wrestlers there. 113's got 3 ranked wrestlers. 120, Brett Larson and Adric Stewart, part 2. Brett Larson was Adric Stewart's first high school loss earlier this year, was winning the match 8-3 and pinned him. So that's something to keep an eye on, because if I have it figured out right, Easton Malek's should win the D1 district, and then the winner between Stewart and Larson will be the 2 seed, and the loser probably gets Malek in the quarters at state in Omaha. So, just scrolling through here. Kind of a little bit of question at 150 with Drake Troxel from Southern. He hasn't wrestled a lot the back half of this season, and don't know if that's illness related, injury related. We'd heard some rumors that he might not wrestle at districts, but he is entered right now. So not sure what's going on there.
You posted that he's wrestling.
Yeah, I assumed entering the district you're going to wrestle. So
he's got a chance to be a 4-timer too, doesn't he?
Right. Yeah, he won it as a freshman
he's
last year.
wrestle.
Yeah, right. You got to go. I don't care how bad the injury is or whatever. But 57 is a really interesting weight here. You got Kazan Smith from Twin Loop, Colton Idius, not sure how you say that, from Southern. Ty Opfer from Hartington Newcastle, who has had some really, really good wins this year, but also some really weird losses. So definitely a weight to keep your eye on there. And then 285, you got number 2 Kyan Soames from Meridian and number 3 Haven Stewart from Plainview. The D3 district in Shelby Rising City. Not the deepest district team-wise. Probably definitely the weakest district of the 4 in Class D. And you talk about how deep some weights are, but this weight you talk about, or this district, you talk about 2 things that I've personally never in my lifetime seen in Omaha. 106, there's 3 guys. 113, there's 3 guys entered in the district tournament, which is going to lead to 2 buys at the state tournament.
For
In
sure.
Class D, for sure, positive. There's 3 guys entered in both weights.
And we lost Kale.
Right, and we lost Kale. Don't know where Kale went.
His Georgia Bulldog was barking.
Right. 120, really, really good weight here. You got Dallas Wadsworth from Central Valley, Tate Wood from Fullerton.
Hang on a second. 2 weights? That is crazy.
2 weights. And
How's that?
and that's what stinks.
I remember you said there might be 1,
Right.
but man, how is that not? I mean, that's good. If people don't know, they're gonna know. Holy crap! Crud.
And NSAA
cracker.
doesn't wild card somebody into that spot. You
Right.
get a bye at the
right.
state tournament.
It's just a buy.
Correct.
Yeah.
When was the last time there was a buy?
I like I said, I've never seen it. So
I know it's probably happened, like maybe so.
Right.
It's
well, I
had to
guess
have happened.
right, it's happened before, but in my lifetime I've never seen it happen. So
shoot.
There's a story of a kid from Ogallala whose last name was BYE, by, and a Gretna kid saw in the bracket that he had to wrestle him and was celebrating because he thought he had a bye and didn't realize that it was actually a kid's last name.
well, there was those 2 brothers from North Dakota State a couple years ago with the last name By too.
Yeah.
So all right, back to the district preview
Okay,
here. For
okay,
D3.
so 113 on your preview, you listed 5 guys.
Yep, and Hemmingson from Fullerton is out with an injury, and then
Okay.
Shelton did not enter the Dash Wheeler kid. So there was when we got the pre-seeds today, there was 3 guys entered.
And if you're Hemmingson, will you just weigh in and just be like,
Yeah.
kind of earned it anyways, had a good
Right.
season? I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
Dang. I bet he's bummed because, I mean, he would have been in the mix for the district title.
Right.
The way
A-
shoot.
and a state medal.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
okay, back to
Crazy.
120. You got Wadsworth, Tate Wood, Dalton Dugan from Central Valley, so 2 Central Valley guys there. Brennan Bowie from Loomis. 26, you got Zach Held and Lincoln Nikolajczyk, which is a match that I'm really interested to see. 150, you got Cooper Earhart and Calvin Caraher and Landon Shoemaker, which should set up for a really good district final. 57, again, there's 4 guys here that I think all could be in the mix for the state title in Omaha. And Austin Poster from Homer, Caleb Gardner from Osmond Wausau, and Mason McKee from Stanton. 175 has 3 of the top 4 guys in Jet Verbka, Coy Meyer, and Dominic Laraga. 215's got 4 ranked guys at it, and Coy Verbka, Dalton Hurley, Isaac Fanta, and Demarion Williams. It's kind of going to be a Central Valley, Shelby Rising City team race here. Twin River is probably, if they have a really good district, it could set them up to be a top 10 team in Omaha, which would be a first for that program to finish inside the top 15. So, or top 10, which would be really cool for old Coach Cook over there in Twin River. The D4 district. This district is way deeper this year because this year is the first year that they wrote a proposal in Class D to ship. Every other class, all the districts are serpentined. In Class D, for the longest time, the 25 most Western schools were just placed in the D4 district, and then they serpentined everybody else. This year, they sent 6 more teams west. So I think there's 30 total teams out west now, which really made this district a lot deeper, which I think in turn actually hurt the other districts kind of in the depth when it comes especially to D3. 126 should be a really good district here with Logan Roberts, Ben Frame, Nolan Duker, Luke Gardner, Chase Beitler, Andrew Miller, Trevin Youngkin. 32, Jackson Kearns, Bo Pettit Jr., Carson Green, Cash Andrews, Wrigley McDonald. 38 is probably my favorite weight of the district with Drake Arnsdorf, Scotty Anderson, Hudson Deeds, Cable Larson, who's going to be the 4 seed and has won a state title in his career. Carter Blickenstaff from Arapahoe, Hunter Brewer from Gordon Rushville, and then Devin Rodriguez from Cambridge is a 7 seed and is really good and really dangerous. 44 is a really good weight with Briggs Hill, Tripton Steck, Cameron McGinnis, Carson Gibbons, Bowen Backer. Probably my favorite weight of any district is 165 in the D4 with Jace Roberson, Brecken Collins, Colton Perks, Dylan Cole-Morgan, Colton Fote, and Cooper Walker. Every one of those guys has been to the state tournament in their career, and 2 of them are staying home. So that should be a really good weight to keep an eye on. 190 is a really good weight with Creighton Weiss, Trevor Manka, Carson Hubble, Miles Stanton, Jared Perkins, Luke Allen. And then 285 is another really good weight here. Trey Downey from Arapahoe is actually went up to 285 kind of in the back half of January, went back to 215 last weekend and entered the district at 285. So you got Jaden Lograi, I think is how you say it, is going to be the 1 seed there. Then Downey, Anderson, and Tucker Viter. And then Owen Plog from Hemingford is going to be the 5 seed or 6 seed. And I think he's definitely capable of stealing a spot. Should be a really good team race in this district too between Arapahoe, Cambridge, Hitchcock County, and then Sutherland's going to have enough in the district tournament to be in the mix here. So it kind of gets interesting with districts where teams with maybe 5 or 6 guys in a regular tournament all year long don't do real good, but at a district tournament, a state tournament in Omaha, that's where you see those guys creep into that top 8, top 5 area. So that's kind of the wrap on Class D.
Right on.
Nice.
So that basically, I mean, obviously puts a wrap on it.
Bedtime
Anything
is
else
so
for
near.
the?
There's a
It is-
lot more information if you guys want to read the previews. A lot
Yeah.
more in depth.
Doing 4
Yeah,
classes in
there
one
may be-
episode is insanely freaking taxing to try to even tackle anything.
The previews are a few weeks old, so there might be a little bit of outdated information, but there's also a lot of good information in there
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, good luck to everybody. We have a District Central page that's free to view. If you're watching the podcast, our rankings that we released on Monday are going to be free by the time district starts. So kind of a little cool thing that we've kind of been doing the last few years. So we'll make sure to kind of let you guys know when they're free to view. Yeah, it's postseason for the boys now too. Hopefully sometime we get brackets Saturday evenings, the sooner the better. Little Valentine's Day bracket surprise
Hey,
fun.
What else is on Saturday?
I don't know, dude. Go ahead and say it.
My birthday.
Your birthday's on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, every year.
Yeah. 25 this year?
Yep.
Look at you. I just gotta hope there's no snow.
It's 50 degrees. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Yeah, stay healthy. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for watching. we will have a really some sort of show planned for state week. Who knows what we're gonna do? We're gonna all get together and do a live one like we've done a few years ago.
We're gonna do it live.
I don't know. We'll see. It's hard when the girls' state tournament starts on Tuesday.
Yeah.
There's no time. We're gonna be writing articles for 48 hours in a row. But all I got. Good luck,
That's all I
everybody.
All right.